I passed my real estate exam. Not only that, I passed the first time. From which state, you might add? From California. From what I was told, the California exam is one of the hardest to pass. And for those that make that claim, I feel they were right. Here's my experience and what to expect. No matter what state you take your real estate exam, you're up for a challenge. For me, the biggest hurdle I had to overcome from the beginning was my mindset. I kept telling myself, this is too hard. This is so overwhelming. I'm just not smart enough. I kept talking myself out of taking the exam and instead was occupying myself with other things, thus causing numerous delays. It was until I rescheduled my exam a second time that I told myself, I just really need to get this out of the way. It was a mountain in my path that I finally decided that I need to overcome this. So when you feel it within yourself that you need to get past a challenge and there's something greater waiting on the other side, then go for it. There are numerous courses and resources on how to pass the real estate exam. The one that I used was Day One Prep from Agent Real Estate Schools. I also purchased and went through the real estate course to earn the certificates that I needed to take the real estate exam. Their prep exam course did its job to help me prepare, and I'll leave a link in the description of this video for you to check it out yourself. Whichever one you go with, just use the prep exam as a prediction of what the actual state exam is going to be like. But make sure to use it because it will give you an idea of what to expect. Here's how I study for the exam. You can replicate what I did or try a different approach. When I rescheduled my exam the second time, I created a game plan. 4 weeks before the exam, I answered 25 to 50 quiz questions daily, and the quiz results, I got between 50 to 64% on average. 3 weeks before the exam, I answered about 50 to 75 quiz questions daily, and I studied flashcards about 1 hour a day. The quiz results, I got about 60 to 72% on average. 2 weeks before the exam, I answered about 150 quiz questions daily, studied flashcards about 2 to 3 hours a day, and studied course material whenever I could. Quiz results, I got about 72 to 80% on average. 1 week before the exam, I went all out, guns blazing. I answered 200 to 300 quiz questions daily, studied flashcards at least 4+ hours a day, studied course material about 1 hour or more a day. But my quiz results vastly improved. I earned between 84 to 92% on average. On top of that, 3 days before the exam, I took the 150 question online exam. The first couple of times I took it, I got about an 86%, but then the last time I took it, I got about a 92%. Once I dedicate myself to something, I go all out, cause I'm ready to finish strong. Once you make it up in your mind that you want to achieve something, you want to be ready to give it your all. There are different topics and sections within the state exam that you should keep in mind. When I studied for the exam, I went through what the Day One Prep course called sets. So I studied the main sets, which included real estate practice and disclosures, laws of agency and fiduciary duty, contracts, and financing. I don't know how every exam prep course is structured, and so there's a chance that there may be some different title names for other exam prep courses. What I expected from the state exam were questions related to staying ethical and staying within the boundaries of real estate law, while also having knowledge of the different listings and contracts, which is why I put most of my focus on real estate practice and disclosures, laws of agency and fiduciary duty, and contracts. So topics within these sets, I studied and took quizzes on fair housing laws, Truth in Lending Act, listing agreements, contract types, ethics, disclosure of material facts, reports, disciplinary actions, record keeping, and technology. Even though I went through every aspect of the Day One exam prep course, I believe the approach that I took helped, and here's why. So the day of my exam, I went into that exam feeling ready. However, once I hit start, my mind went blank. It was like I went to full analysis paralysis. Every question in that state exam were very long. A lot of the answers were very long as well, and some of them were even worded similarly, whereas a lot of the questions in the prep course were short and to the point. So in my mind, in the midst of that exam, I knew I really had to dig in deep and search for the correct legal answer for every question. So during the exam, I took a deep breath and I skipped the questions that I didn't understand and answered the questions that I knew off the bat. Thankfully, my approach to prepare for the state exam actually helped, because some of the questions that I got were related to the Truth in Lending Act, the Fair Housing laws, ethics, disclosure and material facts, listing agreements, contracts, and more. Some questions and answers within the actual state exam were similar but worded differently. And so I got a few freebies. And in my mind, I was like, I'll take those any day. So, for example, within the exam, I got 2 questions related to net listings. Had I not studied about what a net listing is, I would have probably gotten them wrong. After answering the questions that I knew the answers to, then I went through the exam 2 to 3 more times to answer everything else. So questions I still didn't know the answer to, I skipped, while others I would filter out the answers that I knew were clearly wrong, often giving me a 50% chance of getting the right answer. This method allowed me to finish the exam with 30 minutes left, and I found out that I passed the exam about 3 hours later. I jumped for joy when I found out. After holding it off for so long, my pursuit to get my real estate license was finally over. My takeaway from this experience is, if you're looking to get your real estate license, don't do what I did, which is hold off for over 2 years to do so. Once you purchase a real estate course, just study, take those quizzes, take the online exams, and then prepare for the state exam while the information is still fresh in your mind. And just stay focused. Getting your real estate license is going to be very challenging, but don't give up. Study even when you don't feel like it, and make sure to take small breaks in between whenever you feel overwhelmed. Then just get back to it. Leave a comment if you need any help or guidance. Otherwise, go out there and crush it. And if you want more content like this, please leave a like and subscribe. Take care and stay wealthy.